Nurofen. Fast, targeted relief for pain.
Freedom for backs. New heat patches from Nurofen.
Unlimited landline calls over the internet. From your phone, $7.99 a month. That's simple. That is Vonage. No call limit, no call charges. No wonder people choose Vonage. Use your broadband for unlimited phone calls to UK landlines. Call Vonage now on 0808 178 9618. It's that simple.
Live college football returns to NASN, and we've got an exclusive triple header. Starting with the ACC as the Blue Devils head to Virginia Tech to raise hell against the Hokies. Then it's an SEC double with LSU and Auburn in a catfight. Finally, the Gators go to Tennessee to snap at the Volunteers' heels for a victory. A live college football triple header Saturday from 5 only on NASN.
Mets in Florida, where there are 2 rain delays, delaying the game over an hour. In fact, over 2 hours by the time they get started. When it started, Marlins up 2-0 in the third. Josh Willingham goes deep off Oliver Perez. 2-run homer, his 24th of the year. The Marlins are up 4-0, but the Mets come all the way back. Down 4-1, 2 on, 8th inning. Carlos Delgado ignites one to center field, and it clears the fence for a 3-run jack. Ties it at 4, his 38th of the year. 2 batters later, it's Cliff Floyd's chance against Reynold Pinto, and he shoots the gap to left center. His 3rd hit of the game, that scores David Wright with a go-ahead run. They've added another in the 9th. Mets lead at 6-4. Yankees at the stadium, bottom 1. Bobby Abreu with 2 on. Deep to right center off Tim Corcoran. Up and away, a 3-run homer, 3-0 Yanks. Later in the first, listen to the reception for Hideki Matsui.
Number 55, Hideki Matsui. Designated hitter, number 55.
Back after 4 months away with a broken wrist, and he chips in with 4 hits, including that little blooper right there that scored Jorge Posada. Gave the Yanks a 5-0 lead, that in the first inning. Still in the first, bases loaded, Abreu again. They batted around deep to left center field up Brian Stokes. It's over Carl Crawford's head. That clears the bases. 6 ribbies in the inning for Abreu. A 9-0 Yankee lead as they tattoo Tampa Bay by a final of 12-4. That'll wrap up this edition of the MSG Sports Desk for all of us here at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. I'm Mike Crispino. We thank you for joining us.
And welcome to USA International Speedway. We're in Lakeland, Florida for the season finale in the regular tour of the USAR Hooters Pro Cup South Series, 12th race of 2006. Today it's the Grease Lightning 250, presented by Advance Auto Parts. Hello again, everyone. I'm Rick Benjamin. Scott Sutherland is alongside, and Stephen Cox is back with us on pit road here today. Getting set to go racing. This is the biggest racetrack the series goes to until we go to Iowa, and it is Florida warm. Scott?
Well, your Pepsi weather report is like this. It's 89 degrees, humidity 66. If you've ever been to Lakeland, Florida, you know that it is very sticky here, something that the drivers will deal with all night long.
About set to fire the motors today at USA.
Drivers, start your engine!
Some of the leaders from Lakeland and Orlando combining to give the command here at USA International Speedway. Big field of cars and drivers are on hand, Scott, because this is like a final test before the championship series.
Well, it's all about getting that momentum. We've talked about the last few races. You want to come out of here with a good feeling that you've got an opportunity to go into Iowa with it. Think, I can win this championship. I want to be in the top 5. Some of these guys are points racing. but I think for the most part, they're just trying to build momentum. BF Goodrich Track Map shows you Lakeland, a 3/4 mile long racetrack, good banking in the corners, long straightaways. The biggest thing I think you have to deal with is going to be the heat.
Well, here's a guy who should have won perhaps at Bristol a week and a half ago. Bobby Gill will start first. Stephen talked to him earlier.
The Advanced Auto Parts Pole Sitter Award goes to this guy, Bobby Gill. No big surprise. He's won here 11 times. He's raced here 27 times. And, Bobby, you've been in the top 5 21 of those times. Now, how do you translate that into a points chase for tonight? What's your situation trying to go into the championship series?
Well, since Shane Huffman ain't here, we got to at least lead a lap and finish in top 4 is worst we can finish to get to second in points, which, don't pay nothing, but that's 5 extra points I ain't got to worry about when we go to the championship. So this crew tonight is USG Sheetrock hitting up Ford. I don't know, we just hit on something here the last couple of races and been sitting on poles and running good, and we ain't figured out what it is.
Well, here's a look at the drivers who have won the Advanced Auto Parts Pole Award in 2006. Benny Gordon has tied the current day record, 8 this season in his 12 North Tour starts. He can add to that, of course, during the championship series. Clay Rogers was 5. Bobby Gill, who's not usually known as a great qualifier these days, he's been up front twice.
If he's up front, you can bet he's got a bad race car come race time.
Well, Scott, what about our Aaron's race strategy today?
Well, look, something like this. You're going to wait till about lap 100 before you come in and get your tires. Don't wait till past 150. You're going to run out of gas. Track conditions are going to change all night long, so you've got to be ready to make those adjustments. It's going to start out in the day. You can see the shadows, and as the shadows go away to darkness, the racetrack's going to change tremendously. Be ready for it. Crew chiefs have their job in front of them, and it's going to be overwhelming.
All right, well, let's have a look at our naturally fresh starting lineup. 35 cars and drivers ready to go. And the Grease Lightning 250. Gill on the pole in the USG Sheetrock Ford, and Michael Rich in the Jackaroo Meat Sauces car. He'll start alongside. Clay Rogers about to become the South Tour regular season champ in the 44. Joey Logano in the Joe Gibbs Performance Oil Chevrolet. Third row, Richard Boswell in car number 80 from Mooresville, North Carolina. That's the champion Monte Carlo. That's the car that Shane Huffman has had so much success in. He'll line up alongside Wayne Willard, Jay Fogelman, Jody Lavender in row number 4. In the 5th row tonight here at USA International, Marty Lindley, who won at Bristol in the Black's Tire Service car. Justin Hopgood in the naturally fresh Ford. That's car number 16. 6th row, Ricky Turner in the Williams Brothers Lumber Chevrolet, and Kirk Leal in the Percy Johnson Excavating Ford, car number 52. 7th row here at Lakeland, Brad Rogers returns in the Knights Company's 81, and Trevor Bain in the McDonald's Ford, car number 29. He's from Knoxville, Tennessee. Shane Wallace in the Shane Wallace Motorsports Ford starts 15th, and Andrew Rogers in the Aaron's Termidor, car number 18. He'll start 16th. 9th row, Ken Butler III in one of the Aaron's Dream Machines. Mike Herman Jr. in the Fireside Hartman Holmes Chevy. That's car number 34. Justin Wakefield starts 19th tonight. That is the Bandwagon Printing entry, and Billy Bigley in the Peerless Woodworking Ford. Michelle Farield in the Team Glock entry alongside her car owner, Mark Nesbitt in the Blue Cross Blue Shield, car number 88. The 12th row, David Wilson in the Zero. He's one of the North Tour cars. The Wilson Excavators car. A.J. Fike in the RFMS, car number 69. Ben Stansel qualifies 25th tonight from Maiden, North Carolina, the Stansel Farms Dodge. And Derek Kelly returns in the Odessa Auto Auctions 00. There's Brett Butler in the other Aaron's Dream Machine alongside Daniel Johnson in the Charlotte Check Cashers, car number 3. Mike Hampton in the Eaton car number 11 starts 29th. And Josh Gilbert in car number 79 returns tonight. That's the Abbey Racing entry. 16th row, Gabby DiCarlo from Phoenix in the Great Clips 83. Derek Cale in the 22. He's from Winfield, West Virginia, the Heritage Equipment car. Ryan Silas and Steve Redditt make up the 17th row here tonight. And shotgun on the field, Troy McNabb in the 97 from Naples, Florida. That is the Culligan Water Ford Taurus. So 35 cars and drivers and several North Tour entries, Scott, looking ahead to the championship series.
Well, give a call, though, to Michelle Theriot. She's got bragging rights this week over my buddy, Martin Nesbitt. Hey, whenever a driver beats a car owner, even though she's a girl, I don't mean that, but when a driver beats a car owner, you got bragging rights all week long.
Or you've got trouble on Monday when you get back to the race shop. Onboard cameras tonight. Michael Rich from the outside pole, our naturally fresh camera on board the Jackaroo Meat Sauces Ford. Clay Rogers carries the Advanced Auto Parts onboard camera tonight. He lines up 3rd, and he is about to become the South Tour's regular season champion. And there is bonus money on the line for him tonight. Jay Fogelman in the 4th row in the Grease Lightning car.
This team keeps picking up steam, and I'll tell you what, they're not letting up. I think Jay Fogelman's going to have a great car going into the championship.
Brett Butler starts 27th. He carries the Aaron's onboard camera and the Aaron's Dream Machine, one of the Michael Waltrip Pontiacs. his brother Ken Butler III in the show here tonight as well, getting some seat time at USA International. Our Team Hooters Challenge winner, Julius Bruce from Winter Haven, Florida. He selects Clay Rogers as the driver he thinks will win. If that happens, Mr. Bruce will go to victory lane. Down to Stephen Cox.
Take a look at the front row tonight at USA International Speedway. It kind of takes you back a few years. Michael Rich and Bobby Gill between them have 13 wins, and they pretty much owned this place from 1998 through 2003. Look at the record book, guys.
Well, Steven, it is a kind of a surprise Bobby Gill being on the pole, but he's won a lot of races. But what about Michael Rich? They've really turned it up the last few times they've been to Lakeland.
Michael Rich, of course, with that win in last year's championship series and some good runs this season. And he will line up alongside Gill, the USG Sheetrock Ford on the pole. Ron and his daughter Morgan Goodman from Advance Auto Parts, our honorary starters tonight. Green is in the air. Glad to have you with us. Bobby Gill takes him down into turn one. Clay Rogers settling into third behind Michael Rich. Car number 80 tonight. That's the car Shane Huffman has driven. Richard Boswell out of Mooresville, North Carolina, stepping into the Junior Motorsports ride. Gill by a car length over Michael Rich. Now, Rich likes to run the high side at a lot of places. I wonder what he'll do here at USA, where that is definitely not the fast way around. Joey Logano, Richard Boswell, Willard, Fogelman in the Ford, trying to turn inside the 01. Oh, it's tight back there.
Fogelman with a great run. Got his fender up underneath him. Going to hold Willard out. I believe he can make the pass.
Jay Fogelman out of the backstretch, trying to pick up a spot early here in the Grease Lightning Ford. Good qualifying run. Started from the fourth row here tonight.
You look through this top 10, and there's a lot of experience here. But probably the pressure that's out most on his drivers is Richard Boswell. Driving this car that Shane Huffman was in. This car has been very successful here. This team has been very successful. A lot of pressure on that young man's shoulders.
And a top 5 run going earlier in a North Tour race at South Boston. Got into a wreck there a little further back. Ricky Turner in the 27. Rick Leone in the 52, the 81 car. Brad Rogers steering the Knights Company's machine, battling for 11th on back. Everybody's single file. The speeds are so high. We're on the high banks of Bristol. The lap speed is about the same here, but this is long flat compared to Bristol.
Long straightaways, you use a lot of brake when you go down into the corners. You got to get the car checked up and still make a good corner.
Michael Rich tucked in behind Bobby Gill, who's led the first handful of laps tonight here at USA International. Gill, the 3-time Hooters Cup national champion. Michael Rich would love a shot at the title. We'll see if he can get partway there tonight. Welcome back to USA International Speedway in Lakeland, Florida. The USAR Hooters Pro Cup South Series regular season finale, 12th race of the South Tour season. And we are underway with the Grease Lightning 250. Jay Fogelman, who started 7th tonight, trying to track down Richard Boswell during that Junior Motorsports Chevrolet. They are 5th and 6th. A little further back, there is the 81 of Brad Rogers, the Knights Company's machine. The 38, Shane Wallace's car. Wallace in the top 5 in South Series points. I'm sure he would love to put together a good run tonight here and get ready for the championship race that wraps everything up at the end of November. Right now running 24th is Brett Butler in the Aaron's Dream machine.
Right
Trouble up in front. Caution on the speedway. A couple of cars tangled down at the bottom of the racetrack. The 89 of Justin Wakefield from Woodstock, Georgia. And Andrew Rogers out of Indian Trail, North Carolina in that brand new Termidor Pontiac. Okay, so Andrew Rogers with a close call. Some brand new equipment for the Rogers Motorsports team. Coming up next for us, coverage from the Iowa Speedway, brand new Rusty Wallace's place in Newton, Iowa. Races Friday night the 15th at 8 o'clock Eastern. Get your tickets now. That is a 7/8 of a mile speedway. Might be the fastest racetrack the series has ever visited. They've already tested there once. Car on pit road, down to Steven.
Josh Gilbert is a rookie. He'll come down pit road with a problem with the radiator. They are overheating, so the team has called him in, and they were going to call him in whether we had this yellow or not, Rick. So it was very fortuitous for the Gilbert 79S team that this yellow came out when it did. They'll have a few moments and hopefully get out of here without losing laps under the green flag.
Not a good sign when you're overheating this early in the race. Evidently, they've got a problem internally. Hey, best thing to do, take care of that race car. There's a lot of money in that engine. Take care of it. tonight's already a wash. 38 on pit road.
Yeah, Shane Wallace's team going to work, and they're popping the hood on that Ford. What is the story? Adjusting on the back end of the car, letting some air out, it looks like, as well. Stephen's hustling down that way. Stephen, what's going on there?
Shane Wallace will come down pit road for a sway bar adjustment. These guys are coming off a very, very nice run at Bristol. Looking for another one here today, but this is going to cost them an awful lot of track position. It's going to take them a while to make it back up, Scott.
Way early to be making a pit stop, but you know what? If you're going to make an adjustment, if you already know what your car's doing, and I think his car's a little bit loose, he can feel it. Let's get it fixed right now. Gives us plenty of an opportunity to get back into contention.
Field under caution, getting set for a restart. The BF Goodrich G-Force radials, of course, very, very good tires here at USA International. But it is a warm night tonight. What's our tire rule tonight?
We get 8 tires. Use them wisely is all I can tell you. Hey, make it to at least lap 100. Try to get to halfway. Get that second set on.
Green and going again on lap number 18. Joey Logano in the 51. Pressuring Clay Rogers, the Advanced Auto Parts camera on board the Automotive Development Group 44 tonight. Rogers, a former series champion 2 seasons back. He's led the South Tour points just about all the way. Running third right now. That's Michael Rich up ahead for the Jackaroo Sauces Food City car. Race being led by the 3-time national champion Bobby Gill in the USG Sheetrock 06. Wayne Willard in the Bowen Holmes car trying to get inside the Junior Motorsports machine. Dickie Boswell's son Richard steering that car. Right behind those two, you've got a gaggle of machines trying to pick up some ground. Boswell slipping up the racetrack in 3 and 4. Willard can't quite get by him, though. Meantime, Stephen Cox standing by with Shane Wallace's crew chief. Why'd they bring him in so early, Stephen?
Well, let's find out exactly why Shane Wallace had to come in. Talk about the race car and the sway bar.
Sway bar was just too loose on it. We made adjustments before qualifying, and we just didn't do a very good job. We kind of missed the setup a little bit, and we're just trying to help him out. So I think the car will come around. We just got to make it through the wraps.
Lots of Darren Shaw on that machine. Shane Wallace has to battle back now.
Yeah, well, he does, but he can take his time. He does have to be in a hurry very early in the running. But you know what? If you fix the race car and you've made it better, you'll definitely take advantage of it.
Grease Lightning Ford of Jay Fogelman up onto the front straightaway here at USA International Speedway. Good to see Fogelman getting things straightened out throughout this season. He's been faster and faster.
You and I have talked about it so many times. They went kind of through a slump. They've got that program turned around, it appears, and they're running very well here tonight.
Jay Schoen, 6. There's the 27, Ricky Turner. The Williams Brothers lumber entry had a top 15 at Bristol, even though he got a lap down early. Right behind the Bristol winner, Marty Lindley, in that Black's Tire Service car. That was a huge surprise to me, and I think to most people who follow Hooters Pro Cup racing, but it was awfully good to see Marty in a different car back in Victory Lane. Meantime, here's Kirk Leone, running much better than he did at Bristol, putting a lot of pressure now on Turner and on Lindley. Leone is 12th.
Leone's been here a couple times, and both the times that I've really watched him, he's had great race cars. It's a matter of just putting the whole race together now here tonight.
And behind that group of machines battling for 10th spot, Brad Rogers in the Knights Company's 81. And that's the car that Shane Huffman used to win the Hooters Pro Cup National title 1 year ago. Brad Rogers has driven it in the North Series for much of this season. So far, they haven't shown a lot of speed together.
Well, it's kind of a hit and miss deal. You know, they've been really good at some racetracks and not so good at other ones. So it's kind of a communication gap, just trying what that race car likes for his driving style. As you watch Leone go around the racetrack, notice that he's right down at the bottom of the corner. He's right down on that yellow line. His car doesn't move up. If you see Turner's car, he's about 3 feet off that bottom. If you can get down on the yellow stripe and get straight off the corner, you're going to be bad fast all night long.
Miller Lite running order, top of your screen, working 25 of 250 laps. We're just a 10th of the way home here tonight. And there's Derek Kelly back with us. Good to see him in that Odessa Impact entry, the 00. Stephen, what about Trevor Bain's effort tonight?
Well, Rick, we have some very good news for Trevor Bain's McDonald Racing team. After some 7 weeks, the guy on the left, right there in the red and yellow shirt with the silver headset, is Justin Palooza. Justin was involved in a very serious car accident 7 weeks ago and has not made an appearance back at the racetrack until today. He is not just the spotter, but also the personal manager for Trevor Bain, and the team has their fingers crossed for a quick recovery. But I'll tell you, the guy has a smile on his face, and he's glad to be here.
He's got a lot to smile about, though, lately, because Trevor Bain's done a fantastic job in that race car. Justin will be very proud.
Trevor Bain, of course, he and Bobby Gill got together at Bristol. About 10 days ago, while Bain was leading, Gill was penalized. Thought that Gill had the fastest car in the place late in the race and would have been in position to win. Turner lapping by the car of Troy McNabb. He's got Leone behind him, chasing down Marty Lindley. Oh, caution. Trouble on the back side of the racetrack. The 57 car has gone around. And it is our second yellow of the night. The car driven by Brian Silas. He's a rookie from Stuart, Florida. The PBG Volusia County Race Cars Pontiac. He will refire. We'll be back.
Don't go away. There's more racing right after this.
Welcome back to Lakeland, Florida. It has been a warm day. It's a very warm and humid evening here. The Hooters girls on hand helping entertain the crowd at USA International Speedway. Marty Lindley won the season opener here, but in a different race car. Tonight he's got an opportunity to go back-to-back in the Black's Tire Service 22. But the guy out front right now, Bobby Gill, certainly knows this place about as well as anyone.
And he's showing the way, but the surprise to me, Michael Rich staying right on his bumper. I really thought that Clay Rogers would have something for Bobby Gill. I don't think he'd keep up with them two guys.
Rogers sitting third in the 44, the Johnny Suzuki Baird Transport Ford. Gill, of course, in position tonight perhaps to take second in the South Tour regular season points, away from Shane Huffman, who's not here. We've told you how Shane probably drove his final race in the Junior Motorsports car in this series at Bristol, because he's moving up to the NASCAR Busch Series for Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s team. Now, Richard Boswell has an opportunity. The car's been renumbered 80. For the Championship Series, it looks as though a different driver will be in that car, probably Johnny Rumley.
Johnny Rumley from the north, they got a great opportunity to go on and contend for the championship. You're riding along with Michael Rich. Gives you an idea how fast these straightaways are. You got to check that car up and get it through the bottom of that corner. Get a great run off. If you're going to win here at Lakeland, you've got to get that acceleration up on the corner. Right here, wide open throttle, and it's got to drive straight.
Jay Fogelman in the Grease Lightning Ford, car number 4, tucked in behind Joey Logano's Joe Gibbs Racing Oil Chevy. Joey Logano, age 16, won one of these things a year ago. He won earlier this year at South Georgia Motorsports Park. It's been a long time between drinks, though, for Joey Logano. He's in a good spot here tonight. Further back, battling between Mike Herman, the car of Mark Nesbitt, the Blue Cross Blue Shield 88. The Zero car, Florida driver David Wilson from Sarasota, the Wilson Excavators machine. They're 16th, 17th, and 18th, and the rookie Wilson running in front of Billy Bigley. Herman now gets in front of Nesbitt. Mark will settle down. Another North Tour regular driving here in the South to get a feel for USA International before the Championship Series.
What's neat about this racetrack, along with the competition of this series, you might be running 17th, 18th, 19th, but you'll be running identical speeds that the leaders are running. It just kind of all comes together in the middle of this race. You get in the middle of a tire run, and everybody's running the same speed. That's why track position is so critical at this racetrack.
Gill continues to lead. Rich is second. Logano in fourth in front of Fogelman. Lavender is seventh, but this battle rages. Herman trying to track down one of the Aaron's Dream machines. There's Bigley. And there is A.J. Fike in the RFMS 69 car out of Illinois, out of Galesburg, south of the Quad Cities. Shane Wallace, meantime, after those adjustments on the 38, he's trying to track down Gabby DiCarlo in the Great Clips entry, running alongside Daniel Johnson, who had a great night going at Bristol 10 days ago in the Charlotte Check Cashers Pontiac, that car number 3, before getting caught up in a late wreck. Shane Wallace was on the pole at Bristol. He had a terrific night going as well. Had to pit out of sequence. He led a lot of laps, but just could not catch back up at the end.
Well, that's one of those racetracks. Bristol, you and I have watched it so many times. Track position is really critical. Shane Wallace came and got his tires late, but just couldn't quite get back there with it. But he had a great race car.
As we've said so many times here at Lakeland, the key is being able to be down on that yellow line in the corners. Daniel Johnson just got hung out there. Shane Wallace able to get the 38 inside and pick up a spot. Now, Shane will go to the outside to try to get around DiCarlo in the 83.
Wow, we got a great run off that corner, but Gabby squeezes him up.
Gabby DiCarlo quietly starting to really get the hang of Hooters Pro Cup racing. Oh, she and Wallace bump fenders, and there's some body damage on the Great Clips car. Looks like some debris has fallen off back there as well. DiCarlo has to get out of the gas. So that allows Shane Wallace to gain a couple of positions. He gets by Daniel Johnson, puts Gabby DiCarlo away, and now he will close in on the 45 of Michelle Theriault. Meantime, the 81 of Brad Rogers and Trevor Bain in the McDonald's 29 out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Bain was leading late at Bristol before he got caught up in an incident. We talked to him about it earlier.
in the race and stuff. We had a good car, had a good run. I thought we might have a chance at winning, and just, the 06 car got into us a little bit. It was both ways. I got a little bit loose out of the corner, and he had an awesome run, so I can't really blame him for it. But, I guess it just happens in racing. So we'll have to take the good with the bad and go out here and get us a win.
Oh, trouble on the speedway. Our third caution of the night already, and we're hearing it is for debris on the racetrack. Some parts and pieces have found their way onto the 3/4-mile asphalt here at USA International Speedway. While we have a moment, let's check a tech tip with my buddy Scott Summerlin.
In 2003, the USAR Hooters Pro Cup Series decided to go to a mandatory cylinder head, the Brodix spec head. Let me show you a couple reasons why. On the roof of the exhaust port, as well as on the roof and the floor of the intake port, they have their spec casting mark. That's to avoid any type of creativity that these engine builders want to pursue. You take the cylinder head out of the box, it's already machined and ready to bolt on. The other neat thing about it is aluminum. That means if you blow the engine up, send it back, have them repair it, remachine it, put it back on your race engine. Just another way for the USAR Hooters Pro Cup Series to cut costs, even the playing field, and take away just a little bit of creativity on those race car engines.
We are back at USA International Speedway, the Hooters Pro Cup South Series. Final race of the regular season, the Grease Lightning 250. Gabby DiCarlo will restart 27th in the Great Clips car. Stephen is with her crew chief.
Not only is he a crew chief tonight, but he's got a second place finish at this track a few years back. Tell me about Gabby's car, David Fletcher. I know that she had some debris coming off of it. Is the car okay?
Yeah, we're a little tight right now. My new tires were good. The longer we run, the tighter the car gets. So we come in and made some adjustments to free it up for her. This is her first time here, so this is a learning to get ready for the last race of the championship. She's doing a good job for being here for the first time. We come and tested Thursday. She made some good laps. Didn't qualify as good as we want, but as the race goes on, she gets better. So she's doing a real good job for the experience she has in these cars.
Hey, I concur. I'll tell you what, these cars are not easy to drive, and she is doing an excellent job. You consider the fact that she started at Hickory a year ago. She's already down here at Lakeland, and she's putting it to it.
Green flag back in the air at USA International, and it's getting darker here, not because it's nighttime, but because clouds are moving into the area. Central Florida this time of year, not unusual to see some rain late in the day, late in the afternoon or early evening, and weather could be a factor. Bobby Gill continues to lead Michael Rich and Clay Rogers.
Not only the weather, but the humidity that's in the air, it's going to affect these drivers along with the hot exhaust from these long straightaways. Watch these guys. Make sure they don't fall out of seat later tonight.
Well, Clay Rogers runs third. Stephen Cox, what about his crew chief and this weather?
Blake Bainbridge with the 44 car, Clay Rogers. We got some major clouds coming overhead. Are you guys factoring that in at all, or are you not concerned about it?
Well, we were looking at the radar before the race, and it looks like it's going east. So I think it'll miss us, but, as long as we just get the thing in is all we're worried about. We got the championship pretty much clinched up, and we're just trying to ride. It's a brand new car that we're just testing with, trying to get it ready for the championship race, so we're just kind of doing an R&D night.
I love it when a crew chief talks about a driver just out there riding, just going to get laps in. You just let old Clay get an opportunity to win this race. He'll show you about riding, I guarantee you.
Joey Logano putting pressure on young Derek Cale in that 22 car. That is the Laughlin House car with Gertie engines. That's a Pontiac. They've already taken 4 tires, Scott.
Well, they've evidently missed it just a little bit here today. This car's been very good at most of the racetracks. We get down here to Florida, the asphalt's a little bit different than running in the northern circuit, and I think they're trying to adjust to that.
50 laps go up on the board tonight, 200 to go, and Logano will move by Cale. Derek Cale, the North Tour's Rookie of the Year. Wayne Willard, meantime, still chasing Richard Boswell in the Junior Motorsports Champion Navy Chevrolet. A lot of pressure on Boswell. He had a good run going, as we mentioned, at South Boston earlier. They're 7th and 8th right now. Great story. Richard's dad, Dickie Boswell, a late model stock car legend, not that many years ago, up in the Virginia area. Saw him win many races at Langley Field and Old Dominion up in Manassas. Ran the NASCAR Busch Series for quite a while. Dickie, one of those legendary figures. When he showed up, you knew everybody else was running for second spot.
Langley, Virginia, definitely one of those racetracks that are hard to drive. Wayne Willard in that Bowen family home, really good on the bottom. His car shoots off that yellow line. You've got to be on that bottom to be fast in Lakeland.
Well, in fact, Richard Boswell's win in Shane Huffman's late model up at Old Dominion earned him the first shot in this car at South Boston back a couple of weeks ago. There's Pete Knight's 81. Brad Rogers at the wheel, the Knights Company's car. He's still leading Trevor Bayne in that McDonald's entry, the 29. Bayne has been so impressive. 15 years old. Now, Brad Rogers is hardly an old guy in this series, but, you know, when you see a kid like Trevor Bayne come along and Joey Logano at 16, you know where this sport is headed.
Well, he's been very impressive so far this year. There's been a lot of kids that try it and can't do it. But this kid's definitely making everybody stand up, pay attention. Right behind him is the Dream Machine. Ken Butler III running 15th. Real good run here tonight.
Bayne putting pressure on the 81 car of Rogers as they haul down the front straightaway at USA International. You mentioned it's got a lot of pressure on brakes here, and it's certainly, there's a premium at USA on getting that car to turn when it goes into the corner, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why you've got to get the car checked up on the straightaway. You don't want to carry the brake all the way down into the corner. The nose will take off. You got to get it checked up on the straightaway, then let the car roll in, get it turned. That way you can leave in a hurry.
Well, even though Trevor Bayne is sitting 14th, 15th right now, and he's been riding there behind Brad Rogers, I'm really impressed at how he's dealt with the speeds here. He was pretty good here back in the season opener, not bad in the June race, but now he's starting to get the hang of it, and this is one of those places I think you could be a little intimidated by.
Absolutely you can be intimidated because you're going so fast down into the corner. I really thought he could make that pass. Oh, a little loose up off the corner.
Battling hard, putting lap 57 on the board, and Brad Rogers with more experience, at least at the moment, is able to close the door in front of Bayne and hold him back there, but I got to believe Bayne's car's a little bit quicker right now, and he'll try him again down on the inside and one. No! Rogers able to cross over and hold him up.
Using a lot of brake pedal going down into the corner. You can see the rotors on the front end of this race car, but he needs to be out into clean air. That'll get downforce on the front of it. He'll be able to make a run. Back off a little bit, let your tires cool, get another run at him, Trevor, and you'll have him.
Closing in on 60 laps on the board. Bobby Gill's led all the way. The Longhorn win from the pole bonus is in play. Last driver to do that, win from the pole here. Clay Rogers 2 seasons ago, and Rogers runs third here tonight. Michael Rich's car getting chased up the banking. No pressure on the 28, but Rich having a hard time holding that car on the bottom. And here comes Joey Logano in the Joe Gibbs Oil Chevrolet. He's working hard to try to get around Rogers here.
Yeah, but you asked at the top of the show, how long will it be that Michael Rich tries to run the second groove? I think he's already showed you. We're 60 laps in. He's got his second groove going.
Jay Fogelman, meantime, Fogelman runs 6th to the Grease Lightning Ford. And trouble, one car has stopped on the racetrack. It's our 4th yellow of the night as we work lap number 61. So everybody backing off here. Michelle Theriol's car coming to a stop inside over in turn 2. We'll see if she just stalled that car. Something happened. No, she gets it refired, and we'll bring the team block entry around to pit road. So everybody gets a chance to take a breath here at USA International Speedway, where the dark clouds start to roll in over turn 2. We'll see if weather is a factor when we come back with the Grease Lightning 250.
Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Live NASCAR continues on NASN with the first race in the chase for the Nextel Cup Championship. New Hampshire International Speedway, a 1-mile oval track with a progressive banking system, plays host to the Sylvania 300. The Sylvania 300, Sunday from 5:30, live NASCAR on NASN.
Welcome back to Lakeland at USA International Speedway. Now, while we were away, this was the scene on pit road. Michelle Theriol coming to a stop. They had the hood up on the team block Ford. One of the crew members inside working, we understand, on the ignition box. They would fuel her car as well. Remember that Michelle stopped on the racetrack, brought out the caution, then was able to get the car fired again and bring it around to pit road. Brewers Cup officials there watching what is going on as we remain under caution tonight, getting ready for a restart. Here we go. Fatheads.com safety car dives for pit road. Lead lap cars on the high side. We're back underway. Bobby Gill has led all the way so far. Beginning lap 66. Rich is second. Rogers third. They're 3 wide down into one. Lap cars are down on the inside. A little bumping and banging. Wayne Willard out of turn 2. He stays straight. Steven.
Mark Desmond, I understand Michelle Theriol's car got a penalty. Can you explain what happened?
Well, the box shut off. These boxes, they're making us run. We got no control over that, and one of them just shut down. We had to bring it in and get it going again. They gave her a penalty for stopping because her car cut off. Then we switched boxes, and we brought her in, and they gave her a 1-lap penalty for stopping.
So the ignition box, according to Martin Nesbitt, is the culprit.
If you stop on the racetrack and the caution comes out because you are stopped on the racetrack, they will assess you the 1-lap penalty.
All right, so Michelle Theriault's team getting the 45 car refired, and she will rejoin the fun here tonight. Over in turn number 2, on board Brett Butler. The Aaron's Dream Machine, one of the Pontiacs from Michael Waltrip shops. Running 16th right now. Mark Nesbitt up ahead, 2 car lengths. That's the 0 in front of the car of Butler. That white 0. The entry of David Wilson, the Wilson Excavators car. Bobby Gill continues to lead. Daniel Johnson down on the bottom here with Brad Rogers. A.J. Fike in the RFMS 69. Different paint scheme on that entry. He's going to be a busy boy this weekend. He's got start scheduled not just here, but in the USAC Silver Crown car at DuQuoin, Illinois tomorrow. And in another stock car series on the dirt in the Midwest.
Brad Rogers had just got tires under that last caution. He's got to be very careful. Don't tear your race car up. It looks very fast. You've got to be patient here.
Brad Rogers needs to get on track. He is stuck back there behind Daniel Johnson at the moment. That is a good piece, and Rogers a very capable driver. He's got to work his way up through here and be in position after pit stops to get up into contention if he'll have a shot here tonight. And Daniel Johnson out of turn 4 gives Johnson the fender, trying to move him up the racetrack. Is that the only way to get by here? Work somebody up out of the groove and go underneath him?
Well, you've got to have a really, really fast car to go to the outside groove because everybody's got to get bite off the corner. So if you can make a move up just a little bit, get a good run off the bottom of the corner, that is definitely the place to be.
Well, Brad Rogers gets the job done. He is able to get Daniel Johnson moved up the racetrack and then drive underneath it. So Brad Rogers takes Pete Knight's car to 22nd, and that is not where you'd expect to see him. Meantime, side by side for 3rd. Joey Logano gets underneath Clay Rogers' entry. The Automotive Development Group 44 up the racetrack, and Logano at the Joe Gibbs Performance Oil Chevy will take over 3rd, and here comes the 4 car. Let's get on board Fogelman's Grease Lightning 4. So it's Gill, Rich, and now Logano. Rogers hanging on the outside of Fogelman. Lavender and Willard, Justin Hobgood up in 8th, Richard Boswell in the champion car, and Marty Lindley in the Black's Tire Service Ford, the top 10.
Fogelman gets a great run up off the corner. He's on that bottom. He's glued on that bottom. But the 44 is relentless. Of course, Clay Rogers, no easy guy to just walk on past.
Well, Clay has claimed the South Series regular season title. He won the 2004 Hooters Cup National Championship. To do it again this year, he'll have to take on the best the North Tour has to offer. He's got a great rivalry with Benny Gordon. We talked to him about North Tour contenders.
I feel like this is probably one of the best Northern divisions they've had this year as far as competition level goes, and there's definitely some good drivers and good crews up there that put quality race cars on the track every week. So not really concerned about racing with those guys at all. We race with them in and out a little bit throughout the year and haven't had any problems, so I'm looking forward to it.
It took a while for the Northern Division to catch up with these Southern guys. They are definitely on the same even playing field. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch this thing go to Iowa.
Well, of course, you've got Jeff Agnew, who's won the national title, and he's a North Tour regular, and Benny Gordon did it last year, first driver other than Agnew to take home the big prize to the North Series. And Gordon, there's no love lost between he and Clay Rogers.
Well, it's all about competition, right? If I say I beat you, you beat me, I don't care if we're pitching quarters. I'm going to win that day.
Michael Rich runs 2nd. He has lapped by that new Ford Fusion of Derek Kelly. Good to see Derek back. He's from Auburndale, Florida. And that is the AdessaImpact.com car, the 00. Adessa, of course, a big auto auction firm. And they've got a new brand, Adessa Impact. As we watch Joey Logano lap by, Kelly a lap down out of the leaders. Logano in 3rd. There's your race leader, Bobby Gill. He's led all 77 laps here tonight. Pit stops upcoming in the next 25 or 30 laps for most of the leaders. Logano starting to gather some speed in the 51. I was really impressed with the way he got by Rogers. Now he's trying to get around Kelly and get up and take a run at Michael Rich for 2nd spot. He might have the fastest car on the racetrack right now.
He needs a clear racetrack where he can really let that shot
trouble
go.
On the racetrack. One car has gone around. It's the 00 of Ken Butler III. Everybody on the brakes on the front straightaway. The 89 car has gotten into the wall, it appears. Butler in the Aaron Sales and Lease car will spin that car. He nearly drills the 05 and Bobby Gill.
All right, good job. You've got to get your car going before that leader gets there. You go a lap down. This is what happened. 81 gets into the back of the 00, sends him on around. Brad Rogers trying to get back to the front with those new tires.
Well, Butler able to stop the Aaron's Dream Machine in the middle of the racetrack. Everybody gets by. Justin Wakefield had gotten into the wall earlier in the 89 car, and he is stopped up against the fence. Window net down. Justin in the bandwagon printing entry. He's okay, but the car heavily damaged, undrivable, it appears, at the moment.
Young man has just a couple races under his belt. He's been very quick. This is the painful part of being a rookie and getting those laps and going through the frustration of Hooters Pro Cup racing.
Well, it's our 5th caution period of the night. It looks like it'll last a while. Now, do you roll the dice and stop now if your car's not working well?
I'd watch Bobby Gill. Well, let me rephrase it. If my car's got a little bit of a problem, go ahead and get your tires on, make your adjustments, get ready for the long run. It's still a long ways to the end, but if I'm second or third, I think I go when the leader goes. That way we stay right with that guy.
Wakefield will climb on board the Polk County ambulance that's here tonight. Quick check by the doctor, appears to be just fine, and that is good news indeed. As always, if you'd like to know more about the series and your favorite driver, fan gear, and a lot more at USARfans.com. It is the official fan club site of the Hooters Pro Cup Series. Looks like some teams will head to pit road, Stephen.
Trevor Bain will bring the McDonald's car in for service. They'll take on 4 tires, but they have a little bit bigger concern right now, Rick and Scott. They've got problems with this car getting tighter and tighter as the evening goes on, and look at the tremendous amount of dust that you have coming out from the brakes on the front right of this race car all over the asphalt there. So he's riding the brakes very hard. The car is tightening up, and of course that forces you onto the brakes a little bit more in turns number 1 and 3. Trevor didn't like it at all, and they're also concerned, or at least they should be, that they have a runaway tire over on the left side of pit road. That could get them a penalty. In fact, USAR officials are going to keep it in one place while the rest of the field goes by, and Trevor heads back out after 3-round adjustment on the track bar. And guys, we're going to keep our fingers crossed and see if USAR likes or doesn't like what just occurred.
Not only that, you saw the 44, Clayton Rogers. They came down pit road and got 4 tires in adjustment. They're getting themselves set up for the end of the race.
All right, we're not even to lap 100 tonight at USA International. Back with more of the Grease Lightning 250. About ready to restart the Grease Lightning 250, presented by Advanced Auto Parts at USA International Speedway in Lakeland, Florida. I'm Rick Benjamin. Scott Sutherland is alongside. Stephen Cox has our coverage on pit road tonight. It's the regular season finale for the USAR Hooters Pro Cup South Series. Drivers on hand from the north and the south getting set for the championship series, which begins in a couple of weeks. Back up through the gears. Bobby Gill has led all the way. Here comes Michael Rich, though. Wants to put pressure on him as we begin lap number 89. Side by side in one, Trevor Bain's 29 team. They've been penalized. They'll have to serve a stop-and-go penalty for having that tire get loose during that stop a few moments ago. Meantime, let's get on board the second-place machine. Michael Rich in the Jackaroo Meat Sauces car. Our Naturally Fresh onboard camera tonight down the main straightaway behind Gill. Michael Rich able to put that car back on the bottom. Is he just riding there behind Gill, or is he not any faster?
I don't know. Michael Rich feels as though he's got something here tonight. I think he's got the pedal all the way to the floorboard, right through the firewall, all the way to the carburetor right now. He's trying to make it happen, get around Bobby Gill.
Logano runs third in the 51 for the Joe Gibbs Performance Oil team. Clay Rogers has already been to pit road and taken his tires. Fogelman fourth. Rogers restarting 19th. Here's Wayne Willard in the 01, the Bowen Holmes machine, and the 16, the Naturally Fresh Ford of Justin Hobgood. They were both up in the top 10 earlier, having good nights. Now, if you're Clay Rogers, as we get back on board here, the Advanced Auto Parts camera on Rogers' entry, why would you take your tires before lap 1? Oh, trouble getting DeCarlo wiggles to the 83. Rogers has to get out of the gas. He'll try to get around her as quickly as he can.
Well, she just barely caught the apron down there, trying to give a lot of room. Barely caught the apron, car down a little bit. All right, why do you come down pit road? You come in and get your 4 tires. You make an adjustment. His car was not to his liking. Make that adjustment. Maybe that car should be better for the rest of the race.
Bobby Gill's car has been fantastic so far. Michael Rich not far behind in second. Those two have been the class of the field as we work toward 100 laps. Gill's lead 4 car lengths. Now, Scott, how rare is it to see Bobby Gill lead from the pole and lead all the way? This is really uncharacteristic of him.
Yeah, I don't think he's comfortable with that. If he's not chasing down the dog in front of him, he feels a little bit, or the rabbit, as you will. I don't know, Bobby Gill, how's he going to handle? He'll get his opportunity, because when he makes his pit stop, there's going to be a lot of guys cycle through in front of him. Just before we went to break, though, Joey Logano appeared to have one of the best race cars on the racetrack. We get a few more laps, get the heat built in these tires. We'll see if he can make that run again.
Got a glimpse there of Jody Lavender in the H&R Block Ford. He runs 5th. Meantime, Marty Lindley is 9th in the Black's Tire Service car, right in front of Ricky Turner in the Williams Lumber entry. We talked to Marty before the start about that surprising Bristol win.
Oh, it just kind of worked out in our favor. You know, we rode around there for about 70 or 80 laps, and some of the guys in front of us didn't make pit stops, and, you know, Bobby had the penalty for rough driving with Trevor, and, you know, we got the lead, and, you know, I just had enough car at the end of the race. Really had an awful good car. Run some really fast laps towards the end of the race. And, you know, got to thank Mike Hester and Ricky Benton and all the Black Star crew for giving me such an awesome race car.
Well, Marty could say that he just had a great race car there at the end. It just happened that way. But I'm telling you, he drove a different race with 30 to go. He used the racetrack to his advantage.
Trouble indeed on lap 96. It's our 6th caution of the night. 3 cars stacked up over in the second corner, including Derek Kelly in the Odessa Impact 00 and A.J. Fike in the RFMS 4. Out of Galesburg, Illinois. They got together with Ben Stansel's 24 car over there, and that brings out the yellow. All 3 of them sliding to a stop on the inside. And the Fatheads.com pace car comes back on the racetrack to pick up the race leader, Bobby Gill. Now, so close to lap 100. Is this the opportunity for Gill and those boys to come to pit road?
I think you're going to see pit road get real busy right about now. These guys have been making their strategy. We've already had a couple hitting last time, so I think they're going to be headed to pit road as soon as that baby opens.
I'll bet Stansel still has the window net up on the Smith Cotton Gin Stansel Farms Chevrolet. He's okay. He will try to pull away. Championship events upcoming. It'll all begin in Newton, Iowa in 2 weeks, September 15th, then Jennerstown at the end of the month, Mansfield and Myrtle Beach in October, South Georgia once again in November, and then Lakeland November 25th, right around Thanksgiving, to wrap things up, and we will have the coverage for you right here. Pit lane open. Richard Boswell stopping the Junior Motorsports entry. Here comes Willard onto pit road. The Ernst Dream Machine stopping as well. All the leaders getting their service. Boswell, the Junior Motorsports team, tires, fuel, and an adjustment to try to get that late model stock car standout up in the standings. Here in the second 150 laps tonight at USA International. Fred Butler there in the 99 car. Boswell drops the clutch on the 80 car now, just sneaks around the 99. Boy, that was close. Here's Shane Wallace's team. Left side tires going on, along with fuel going in that Ford. Wallace down and away. He's been in the top 5 in points, Shane. It's been a really good season for you, hasn't it?
Well, we've had very good stout race cars all year long. That goes to Darren Shaw and this whole team putting a good effort towards these cars. And we've been strong all year long. There's a couple of places where we've crashed, just been in the wrong place at the wrong time, and you'll have that. That's just part of racing. But all in all, we've had a good race car, had good team effort all year long, and we've really been on the ball this year. Every single race we've gone to, we've actually, tried our hardest every time we put that race car on the racetrack, and really tried our hardest at the shop, just getting these cars prepared, because that's half the battle.
If he were to win a race, I think you might see the biggest celebration in Hooters Pro Cup history. It's been a long time coming for Shane Wallace, and maybe this will be the year. Back underway just before 100 laps go on the board. It's still Gill, Rich, Logano, and Marty Lindley in 7th. Our iCard rundown, top of your screen. Jay Fogelman 4th. A lot of shuffling back there. Steve Redden in the 05. That's the silver car. Not able to get that machine up to speed. Lindley gets by. Hobgood gets by. Ricky Turner about to go by on the outside. So everybody settles down, and 100 laps go on the scoreboard here tonight at USA International. Trevor Bain now starting to rumble. He'll go around Redden's car in the McDonald's number 29. He's in front of Mike Herman Jr.
The 44 car already up. He's right behind the 27 car. His car is very, very fast. Just don't use it up too soon, Clay. Got to have it for the end of the race.
Onto the front straightaway. Here comes Lindley. Rogers right there with him. BF Goodrich running order, top of your screen. Lindley 7th. Oh, trouble. Gabby DiCarlo gets sideways at the 83 and then stops up in the corner. That will bring out the yellow, our 7th of the night on lap 103. Gabby running 23rd at the time of the incident. We had a chance to chat with her before the green tonight to find out about the importance of coming down here as a North Tour regular and running this race at USA International before the championship drive.
It's really good. My team has been great all season, but that just boosts us even more. Everyone's so pumped to come to this race here and the championship races, so everyone's real happy.
Gabby DiCarlo with Buggy Pletcher calling the shots for that team. One more look down in the corner. Oh, she came down across the nose of Andrew Rogers' race car.
Just a little bit of contact. Thank goodness the car straightened back up and got it straight. Nobody else hit her.
Not much damage to the 83. All right, the leader is on pit road. Stephen Cox.
the 11-time winner here at USA International Speedway, will come in for service on this Ford. They will start with the right side tires, and Jody Lavender in the 84 car, also running very well here today, will come in right behind, and we'll see who can get off pit road the quickest. Right now, the USG sheetrock car already working over on the left side of the race car, and the only adjustments they're going to make here will not be visible. What they have done is change the tire pressure very slightly to work with a push that the car picked up in the middle of turn 1, and the 84 car and the 51 car of Joey Logano both get out ahead of the 06 of Bobby Gill.
Logano's team with another great stop. Lavender's team with a great stop. But Bobby Gill, a great race car.
Mike Herman down and away, as is Marty Lindley. Let's take a quick timeout at USA International. Back at USA International in Lakeland, Florida. 3/4 of a mile racetrack. One of the fastest short tracks in the land. Safety car has the lights out, but Fatheads.com Chevrolet will dive to pit road momentarily. Michael Rich will be the restart leader. Who took 4 tires? Logano and Lavender, Gill and Fogelman, Gabby DiCarlo, Marty Lindley, Justin Hobgood, guys that are contenders tonight.
I know it's still early in the race. You're not even to halfway, but it's all about track position. Those last 30 laps, if you guessed right, you're going to be in front of them. And I think the 44 car, he's sitting in the catbird seat right now.
Well, your tires will have to go a long way if you're going to take tires as Rogers did back before 90 laps went on the board, but he may well have the best combination here tonight. Rich is your leader. Clay Rogers in second. Bobby Gill has to restart back in the line because he was not fast on pit road. And now Rogers starting to chase down Michael Rich. Lead battle is on out of turn 4. Rogers looking to the bottom. As your iCard rundown comes up at the top of your screen, and Rogers rolls by the 28. Clay Rogers in the lead for the first time tonight. We've got different pit strategies working, so check out the rest of the top 5. Ken Butler the third. Trevor Bayne has bounced back, and Daniel Johnson, and there they are, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Trevor Bayne with a good run underneath the Dream Machine, and he's already got himself back in position after that penalty that he got assessed on pit road.
We know that his car, and we know that Daniel Johnson's car normally are quite strong. Ken Butler the third in that Pontiac out of the Michael Waltrip Motorsports shop. We will see if he's got enough to hang with the leaders, but Rogers has taken over the top spot. Butler, of course, went around earlier, had some help coming off of turn 4. Bayne, meantime, he may have a great car for the second half of this race.
Right now, he needs to get out in clean air. He needs to be able to get free of the traffic, let his car go, use all the racetrack. Working on Derek Kaler, which is a lap down. He's just got to clear him. He'll be able to get out in clean air.
Trevor Bayne in 3rd, Butler in 4th, Johnson in 5th. Andrew Rogers right there, Shane Wallace in the 38. Next in line, Rogers is shown 6th. The 38 car of Wallace is 7th. And Brett Butler in the 99 running 8th right now. So the two Aaron's cars starting to sift up toward the front as we get close to halfway.
I'm very impressed with Shane Wallace. Remember, he came in real early and made the adjustment on his race car. They talked to the crew chief. He said about how they kind of missed it. Got him back out here. He's a contender right now to win this race.
But if you started on 4 brand new BF Goodrich tires and you changed 4 before 90 laps went on the board, as good as these G-Force radials are, will you have enough rubber? Oh, trouble on the speedway. Rogers backs out of it. He remains the leader, but Justin Hobgood has spun the naturally fresh car, the 16. He will refire and keep going here on the front straightaway on lap 112.
What are you talking about? If the tires could make it to the end, absolutely they can make it to the end. I think if you make the right adjustments to your race car, that's more important than tire wear itself.
So Hobgood able to avoid hitting anything in car number 16, Haskell Willingham's machine. But that's a tough break for him. He was 6th when the car got away from him on the front stretch, and he will lose a lot of track position. Meantime, one of the contenders tonight, the outside pole sitter Michael Rich in the Jackaroo Meat Sauces Ford. He is headed to pit road to make his stop, out of sequence with everybody else. Rich sliding that car to a halt. They go around to the right side and put a couple of new BF Goodrich G-Force radials on. They will put fuel in the car. What else might they do here, Scott?
I think all they're doing will be air pressure adjustment. Oh, you see the wrench go into the left rear corner. Make a little bit of adjustment there. Oh, come on, get the jack under, guys.
Little problem.
Oh,
meantime,
man.
Ben Stansel has stopped the 24 right in front of Rich, and he may have blocked him in. Stansel kind of crossed up right in front of where Rich has stopped. Now they've got to roll him backwards.
Yeah, they'll have to push. Oh, just barely clear. Nothing really hurt because there isn't anybody else on pit road that he was having to race against. So he'll go back out. He'll join the tail end of the field, but he's got a lot of work in front of him to get himself back into contention.
That was a long stop. Our Miller Lite rookie rundown on the Grease Lightning 250. Trevor Bayne will restart second in front of Brett Butler.
Come sign up for the Team Hooters Challenge, and you can go to victory lane with your favorite drivers.
One of the many things you can enjoy when you come to a Hooters Pro Cup event, part of the fan involvement that's a hallmark of this series. Lap 116 about to go up on the board, and we are back underway, 9 until halfway. Field away cleanly, everyone chasing the 44 of Clay Rogers. 3 wide back there in turn 1. Here comes Trevor Bayne rolling back into second spot. He'll put Derek Cale another lap down. Daniel Johnson third. Andrew Rogers now fourth with Derek Kelly there. And there's the 38 of Shane Wallace. Here's the traffic jam. Joey Logano trying to work his way back into contention.
And he's caught in that low line. He's got to get himself back up on the top groove. They're all going to go by. Get up, Joey. He's blocked in.
Billy Bigley, Bobby Gill, who led the first 80 or so laps off the pole tonight. On board here, the Grease Lightning machine of Jay Fogelman. Down into the corner behind Logano. Logano in the middle of the racetrack in that Chevrolet.
Boy, they went up that corner. Gill's car went way up the racetrack.
Mark Nesbitt up ahead. Billy Bigley on the outside. Bigley and Gill, old friends of long standing. 3 wide. Woo-hoo! They split Mark Nesbitt. Gill threads the needle and goes around A.J. Fike, and now he'll swing it up around the 25 and nearly loses the 06. Gill has to call on his dirt track experience, and Logano's right there alongside him. Joey Logano, Bobby Gill. We've said it so many times. Old age and treachery in the form of Gill. Youthful exuberance in the person of Logano. And Gill drops that 06 car down to the inside and closes the door on Logano. Let's get a word with Logano's crew chief as Gill gets it squirrely again to Steven.
Tony Blanchard, talk about the pit stop for Joey Logano, how well it went or how well it didn't go, and what kind of options you have afterwards.
It went real good. The pit crew did an excellent job. Other than that, Joey's been running a great race. I think we're in pretty good shape. If we can get through some of these lap cars and get back up toward the front, we'll actually be better than we were before the stop.
Well, these aren't actually lap cars. These are good cars, and man, Bobby Gill is using every inch of the racetrack and then some.
Gill on the inside, racing his way by Jody Lavender's H&R Block Ford. Gill nearly got an incredibly hard hit in the back end there. Get on board the Jackaroo Sauces car. Naturally fresh camera tonight in Michael Rich's ride. Rich pitted out of sequence. He was second. He had led a lap earlier. He's trying to work his way back up toward the front, getting around Mike Herman's 34 car, the Fireside Hearth and Homes engine. There's Gill's 06 up ahead, inside Logano. Gill and Logano racing their way back toward the front. Now Logano back up alongside Gill. All of this action happening a long way behind race leader Clay Rogers as we get close to halfway here. Bobby Gill shown 13th at the moment.
This is what happens when you get your tires just a little bit later, out of sequence. Oh, that ain't gonna work. Wow.
Michael Rich on the outside. Gill trying to duck inside Bigley. Bigley's a veteran, not fast tonight, but he knows how to do this. He will not cause a problem. Logano has gotten around Gill. Joey Logano with a great move to get back in front of the USG Sheetrock car. Crossed flags, ready to come out next time. Clay Rogers in the Baird Transport Automotive Development Group entry. Rogers will pick up the halfway bonus courtesy of Lucas Oil in the 44 car. Rogers down into turn 1 all alone. And he is our Lucas Oil halfway leader tonight. He's led 17 laps thus far through a couple of lead changes. Michael Rich led briefly after Bobby Gill made his pit stop. Gill dominated the first 100-plus laps tonight here at USA International. Right now, though, the 44 car out in clean air where Clay Rogers loves to be. Welcome back to Lakeland. The Grease Lightning 250 presented by Advance Auto Parts tonight. The USAR Hooters Pro Cup South Series. I'm Rick Benjamin with Scott Sutherland. Andrew Rogers down the back straightaway. Kirk Leone there. Michael Rich trying to work his way into contention. Clay Rogers out in front, but trouble.
Right in front of you.
DiCarlo in that Great Clips car. She and the Zero car of David Wilson have gotten together. DiCarlo able to avoid hitting anything, but the yellow flies once again on lap 136. So Gabby DiCarlo in the Great Clips Ford able to get back underway. She has had a rough night here tonight. But in the North Tour, you don't get a lot of opportunities to run at Lakeland, and she's learning the hard way, I'd say, with all the body damage. There's Wilson Excavator's machine. Obviously, there was some contact, left front corner of the 0 car, sustaining some damage.
And when you're the leader of the race and you go into the corner, the last thing you want to see is people spinning because you have no idea where the debris can be. Don't want to run over and knock a tire off. Touchy situation when you're the leader of the race.
9th caution of the evening here at USA. Hooters Pro Cup racing information available to you 24/7 at the website usarprocup.com. Upcoming schedule and a whole lot more. Just check it out on the World Wide Web. Spotters busy tonight. Been a lot of action here at USA International, as is normally the case, preparing for another restart. Pace car dives to pit road. Lead lap cars are on the high side. Clay Rogers up through the gearbox one more time. Daniel Johnson in the Charlotte Check Cashers car restarts second. Trevor Bain and Shane Wallace with Wayne Willard, the rest of the top 5.
Clay Rogers better look out. Daniel Johnson's got a good horse here.
I think Trevor Bain may have the car to beat, though, tonight. Bain has gotten himself right back into contention after a penalty. Rogers trying to open up the advantage again. He drives away from Johnson. He is getting off turn 4 terrifically well.
Once his tires grab a hold of the racetrack, he gets a little bit of heat. His car accelerates off that corner probably better than anybody right now.
Abby DiCarlo lost a couple of spots with that caution and spin over on turn 2. She was 21st. Before the yellow came out, she's shown 24th right now. Shane Wallace in the 38 needs to get around Trevor Bain. Clay Rogers starting to stretch the lead on Daniel Johnson. I thought Trevor Bain would be able to stay closer to Johnson, perhaps get around him and go after Rogers, but right now it does not look as though he's got enough to race with Daniel Johnson.
I was a little bit worried when they talked about making the adjustment. They loosened the car up a little bit, but he was using a lot of front brake. I don't know how much front brake it was actually making the car too tight. I don't know if that adjustment will really help him in the long run.
Wayne Willard doing a nice job in that Bowen Holmes car, and here comes Gill. Dives to the bottom in the 06. He's tucked in behind Jody Lavender right now. Bobby Gill knows he's got to get that track. Oh, DiCarlo goes around again.
Oh.
Michael Rich gets taken out. Brad Rogers is in the mix there as well. There's another car involved. It's our 10th caution of the night on lap 144. I don't think the 83 will drive away from this one. Billy Bigley in the Peerless Woodworking car caught up in it as well. But Michael Rich, who started second, led laps tonight. He and DiCarlo, it looks like their nights are over.
Michael Rich trying to just pick his way through traffic. Easily up through to get himself back into contention. Had a great horse. That's one of those deals where if you just get tires too late, you get caught back in the traffic and can't get your way back up through.
Michael Rich shaking his head, pounding the steering wheel. Here's another look off of 2. And DiCarlo was already turned around at that point. She'd gotten into it with the 52 of Kirk Leone.
Kirk Leone looks like he got into the back of DiCarlo, got her going around. Nowhere, absolutely nowhere for Michael Rich. You're right along with Michael Rich.
Oh. Yep, Leone was in the midst of that one. Michael Rich getting on the gas. Worst possible situation. Off the corner, you're getting on the throttle.
Trying to drive up off the corner. He could not see that there was contact in front of him. Once the contact happened, everybody backs up. You're on the brakes hard. Michael Rich, no place to go.
Now Rich with the helmet off, looks to be okay. He will walk over to the ambulance. Brad Rogers in the Knights Company's car, damaged in that incident as well. Brad is out walking around, Clay's younger brother. And there's Gabby DiCarlo climbing out of the 83 car. She's had a tough night tonight, and her evening will end on the back of the record. We'll take a quick timeout at Lakeland. Welcome back to Lakeland. Brad Rogers, the Knights Company's 81, in on the hook. Heavy damage to the front end of that car. Michael Rich, meantime, Steven's ready to talk to him.
Michael, you had a very nice race car tonight. Tell me, what ended your run?
Kurt Leon. He's a pretty good guy off the track, but he's an idiot on the racetrack. That's pretty much it. Had a really good car, qualified outside pole. Bobby was a little bit better there at the beginning of the race and made a bad call on coming in because we didn't know we could run 150 laps on fuel, and we didn't want to take a chance. And I mean, we were slicing and dicing out there, but Leon just dumped the 83 right coming off of turn 2, and no patience.
That is the end of the run for a two-time winner here. We also have Gabby DiCarlo standing by. This ended your night too, so go back and tell me the whole incident involving yourself and Kirk and Michael.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened. I was, going to pull down for lap traffic. was at the bottom in the middle of the corner, came up just a little bit. Someone, I don't know even if it was on the inside or outside, got into me and spun me right at the wrong spot, right in the middle of the pack, and there was nowhere for anyone to go. We just all piled in, and I think I got all sides of the car, so we're done for the night.
Well, thank goodness both Gabby and Michael are just fine. They're in good health, and that's what we're concerned most about. But the end of the night for a couple of good race car drivers.
Michael Rich, probably one of his best runs here in Lakeland. Just unfortunately couldn't get himself back into contention and got caught up in that wreck.
Now, Billy Bigley and Brad Rogers also involved, along with Michael Rich and Gabby DiCarlo. So at least 4 cars involved in that skirmish off of turn 2. Safety car dives back in, ready to go green again. Lead lap cars, as always, starting on the outside. Everyone will chase the 44 of former series champ Clay Rogers. Oh, big slamming and jamming. Daniel Johnson has problems coming up through the gearbox. Less than 100 to go. Johnson was in second spot, couldn't get the 3 car up to speed. Trevor Bain moves to the inside and grabs second. Shane Wallace in the E.M. Wallace Contractors 38 car rolls to third. Andrew Rogers bounced off the wall coming off the corner there a moment ago. And he has got a problem. Looks as though he's cut down a tire in the Termidor Pontiac.
They came up off turn 4, really smacked the wall hard. He's headed to pit road. Caution will not come out.
Andrew Rogers is going to have to bring the 18 to a stop behind the wall. Heavy damage to the right side of that race car. And Daniel Johnson, another incident on the racetrack, another car on the wall. Daniel Johnson, who restarted second, he's done, it appears. And the 84 car of Jody Lavender has wrecked hard here at Lakeland.
We went for a long time with really not much of a caution, just maybe a couple debris incidences. All of a sudden, these last few laps, we've got melee on the racetrack.
That is our 11th caution of the night here with 92 laps remaining at USA International. While we have the opportunity here under caution, let's check our Lucas Oil race recap. Bobby Gill started up front in the USG Sheetrock car alongside Michael Rich. And Gill got the drop on Rich as they came to the start. He would dominate early, but on lap 18, first incident of the night, Andrew Rogers coming to a stop in the 18. Shane Wallace came to pit road for an early stop. Several adjustments on the E.M. Wallace car. On lap 78, the 00. Ken Butler III spins out of turn 4, woes down before he hits anything. Several other cars were involved, including the 89. Closing in on halfway, Clay Rogers gets underneath Michael Rich's car, takes the lead after Bobby Gill made his pit stop. And on lap 144, this was the incident. Rich, Gabby DiCarlo, and Kirk Leone all getting together off turn 2. Rich pointing the finger at the Percy Johnson excavating car of Kirk Leone. Well, Jody Lavender obviously hit the wall a ton in the H&R Block Ford. His night is over, and they will haul the 84 car behind the wall as the cleanup continues at Lakeland. And we will get set for a restart in the Grease Lightning 250. Back with more of the Hooters Pro Cup Series. We are back at USA International in Lakeland, Florida. The USAR Hooters Pro Cup South Series wrapping up the regular season tonight in the Grease Lightning 250 presented by Advance Auto Parts. Clay Rogers, Trevor Bain, Shane Wallace, the top 3 as we are back underway. Good news that Jody Lavender got out of the 84 car at the Heritage Community Bank H&R block entry. Now, what's going on here? Is it foggy tonight? No. There's a drag strip on the grounds here at USA International, and we've seen tire smoke from their show several times during ours here this evening. Rogers laying down some very quick laps in that Automotive Development Group 44.
And just another note, Daniel Johnson, who was running so good and pulled behind the wall, broke a rear end gear. And it's hate to see Daniel Johnson with all this bad luck. Good race car, though.
Trevor Bain in the McDonald's Ford starting to reel in Rogers. Bain at age 15. He was so strong at Bristol 10 days ago. We thought he had one in the bag there. Bobby Gill just ever so slightly tapped him out of turn 2. Bain went sliding down the backstretch at Bristol, something we've seen happen so many times. Now, Joey Logano in the Joe Gibbs Oil 51 is on the move. Here comes Jay Fogelman in the Grease Lightning Ford. They put Mark Nesbitt another lap down, and there is pole sitter and early race leader Bobby Gill in the USG Sheetrock Ford. All 3 of those cars very strong here tonight.
You talk about Bobby Gill being so fast. Here he is mired in traffic. Can't get out to that clean air. Man, does it change your race car.
7th, 8th, and 9th for those 3, and 10th belongs to Marty Lindley in the Black's Tire Service car. And Shane Wallace takes the E.M. Wallace Construction 38 car around the machine of Bain. So we thought Bain was picking up speed. Now it's Wallace who's starting to rumble.
That early pit stop, what a great choice to come in early and make that pit stop. Give up track position, go ahead and fix the race car. Great call. Wayne Willard in a Bowen family home car sneaking in from the backside. He's running fourth. Another good race car.
Wayne Willard has struggled so much. We thought he would have a great shot to be very strong this year. Starting to show it now at the end of the regular season in that 0-1. A little further back, side-by-side racing. Logano for sixth, getting around the Aaron's Dream Machine. Brett Butler in the 99, turning in another good run here tonight for Michael Waltrip Motorsports.
Logano's car on that outside. Does he have enough grip? Whoa, contact.
Oh, boy. Butler leans on Logano. Everybody keeps it off the wall. Bobby Gill right there to pounce. He will steer the 06 to the bottom and get around Jay Fogelman. Gill knows this place very well. He knows how to run these race cars. He knows at this time of the event, inside 100 to go, you've got to push it a little bit. You've got to show your hand here.
Butler slides up the racetrack just a little bit. Fogelman has nowhere to go. Bobby Gill's going to have to make the move on the bottom.
Gill working up alongside the 4 car as the laps start to wind down now. Running in 8th and 9th, Gill and Fogelman. These two have done battle side by side here. It was for the lead not that long ago.
Yeah, a couple years ago, these guys traded paint back and forth, and they're doing it again tonight.
Bobby Gill gets around Fogelman. Meantime, Wallace starting to reel in the 44 car. Wow, Shane Wallace, he is headed to the front, dives to the bottom. He goes around Clay Rogers. Look at Rogers' brake rotors glowing there.
Yeah,
at the 44.
there's something up with that 44 car. No straightaway speed that time.
Shane Wallace to the lead in the 38 car. We talked a while ago about what a celebration there'd be if he could win one of these. He might have a shot tonight. Clay Rogers has dropped anchor in the Automotive Development Group car. Bain will go by, and here comes Willard. Rogers gives up the lead. He will have to come back from 4. Welcome back to USA International Speedway, the Grease Lightning 250 presented by Advance Auto Parts. The USAR Hooters Pro Cup Series. There's Boswell in the 80 going way up the racetrack. Bobby Gill trying to shoulder his way by Joey Logano for position. Our Lucas Oil leaderboard, top of your screen. Boswell in the Junior Motorsports Champion Spark Plugs car slipping up the racetrack. The 51 meantime, Logano and Gill doing battle behind race leader Shane Wallace. Clay Rogers has taken the Automotive Development Group Ford behind the wall. Looks as though he is done for the night. And you know what, Scott? I'm wondering, watching him around here, he was so slow on the straightaways when he gave up the lead. We saw him go way up the racetrack in the corners. Something had to be broken on that race car.
Well, you saw the rotors on the front of the car. They were bright red, almost like he had a brake problem. There was no straightaway speed. That could be the engine may not have been running. But I'll tell you what, he was leading the race, and it looked like he was all over for the rest of this crowd, and something went amiss in the 44 car.
Your leader is Wallace. Logano and Gill back there are battling it out. This is for 4th spot, 5th. There's the 0 and the 99. The 2 Aaron's Dream Machines are nose to tail. Ken Butler the 3rd in the 00. He's a North Tour regular. Brett Butler runs the South Series in the Aaron's 99 car. Let's get on board with Brett Butler. That 0 car, we've seen him several times tonight. David Wilson, the Wilson Excavators entry. Clay Rogers is all done, huh, Stephen?
And our Southern Division champion will come out and get a nice slap on the back, and congratulations from his crew as well. Let me see if I can get in a word edgewise with him. Now, first of all, congratulations, Clay. You just won it.
Well, I couldn't really hear what you said, Stephen, but I think you were congratulating us. Kind of a weird deal, but last time we were here earlier, we lost our front brakes just because of a bad master cylinder. And now apparently the master cylinder has locked it up, and we just put a brand new one on right before we came down here. So we didn't have a very good car tonight, but we made some big swings on our pit stop. Blake and the guys did an awful lot of adjusting, and everything they did was in the right direction. We had a car that could have won the race, and we haven't diagnosed the problem yet, but we'll at least get it where we can get out here and celebrate a little bit.
Well, the clinching drive for Clay Rogers tonight by taking the green flag. Meantime, your Jackaroo Meat Sauce's running order, top of your screen. There's Joey Logano, Trevor Bain, Bobby Gill, all solidly in the top 5, battling for position now. And race leader Shane Wallace. Clay Rogers looked as though he was headed to the house before that problem. Bain and Gill get together. They battle it out for 4th.
Trevor Bain got loose up on the corner, and Bobby Gill gets that run. How about Clay Rogers, though? You're better off to have bad luck this week and not go into the championship series. Find all those little bugs in your car.
The 06 of Gill, the 29 of Bain, still side by side into 3 as they renew their incredible dogfight at Bristol 10 days ago. Clay Rogers, with Shane Huffman not being here tonight, pretty much just had to take the green to lock up the South Series regular season title and the bonus money that goes with it. And they'll have a #1 seed in the championship series, which begins in a couple of weeks at the Iowa Speedway. Gill is by Bain now, headed back to the front. Oh, caution. Trouble for the 12th time tonight. On lap 192, the yellow waves again. Again, it's the 0 car of David Wilson over in turn 2.
Well, this will tighten the field up. Let's see what Logano can do with those leaders.
All right, pace car is back on the racetrack here at USA International. Welcome back to Lakeland, ready for yet another restart tonight. Shane Wallace in the EM Wallace Construction Ford, the 38 car. Wallace looking strong. Remember how fast he was at Bristol. They couldn't close the deal. Wayne Willard to second. Mark Nesbitt is a lap down. Now Trevor Bain in the McDonald's car made an unscheduled pit stop.
They must have felt as though they needed another change in order to be in contention or to hold on. But I'll tell you, there's not enough time left in the race to be able to get back in this thing. I just don't believe it. It's very, very difficult this late in the race.
Well, the Bain crew would have put old tires back on that race car to try to get Trevor back into contention. These BF Goodrich G-Force radials excellent here at USA International again tonight. But if you have to go back to tires you ran the first 80 or 90 laps, that certainly is a gamble. Bobby Gill up to 4th in the 06. Joey Logano moves to 3rd in the 51. Willard in the Bowen Holmes car is in 2nd spot. Jay Fogelman there 5th in the Grease Lightning Ford.
It's a Ford leading. It's a Chevrolet 2nd. It's a Chevrolet 3rd, and it's a Ford in 4th. I'd say that's a pretty good mix, wouldn't you?
Good grand battle as they duke it out over the last 50 or so laps here tonight at Lakeland. There is the Pontiac, Brett Butler, the Aaron Stream machine out of the Michael Waltrip stable. Lap starting to wind down. Fogelman reeling in Gill. Shane Wallace may have the best horse on the track here at the moment, but Wayne Willard is going to try to get there and provide some opposition. Now, we know Logano has been quick all night. Gill certainly led the first 100-plus laps. Fogelman has hung around in the top 6 just about all night. Where did Willard come from?
Well, all of a sudden, they made the right correction when they got their pit stop. His car picked up some speed, and a lot of times it's just hitting the right combination at the right time. At lap 100, we were ready to give the race to the 06 car.
Yeah.
Right now, he can't seem to find the speed to get back to the front.
And Jay Fogelman looks as though Gill may be holding him up. Gill in that USG sheetrock entry. Fogelman back there in the Grease Lightning cars. They run 4th and 5th. You can see Gill looking up in the mirror to find out where Fogelman's going to go. Stephen Cox, what about Trevor Bain's situation?
Trevor Bain had a very nice night going into McDonald's car. They came in for a pit stop, and he was penalized because one of the crew members came over the wall without a helmet on. Now, it's USAR Pro Cup rules that every crew member must have a full fire suit and helmet. He didn't have it, and the McDonald's crew will pay the price.
Well, Bain gave up 2nd spot when that all happened.
A crew member comes over the wall without safety equipment. It is a 1-lap penalty.
Meantime, Bobby Gill, Jay Fogelman really leaning on each other here. 49 laps to go at USA International. Contesting 4th position. Gill trying to hang on. Wallace is the leader. Willard and Logano. The rest of the top 3 will be back. Welcome back. Laps winding down in the Grease Lightning 250 at USA International. Joey Logano rolling to 2nd position. Dives that Joe Gibbs Chevrolet to the inside of the Bowen family homes entry. Wayne Willard gives up 2nd spot. Logano takes it over.
Yeah, but they've driven away from this group of Bobby Gill and Jay Fogelman, who've been trading paint side by side.
Fogelman on the bottom. Gill's car not nearly as good as it was in the first 100 laps tonight. He was the pole sitter. He will not win yet another race at USA. So 4th spot now to the 4 car of Fogelman. 5th is Gill, and 6th is Richard Boswell in the Junior Motorsports champion Navy Chevrolet. Willard starting to back up now in the 01 as the laps wind down, but Logano is going after Wallace, and here's Gill trying to hang on against Boswell. Bobby Gill in the Kimnock Ford, the USG sheetrock entry, and here comes Boswell in the champion Navy car. Richard Boswell on the bottom. Gill slipping up the racetrack, and right behind them in the mix, Ken Butler the 3rd. And he's right there, shown in 8th in that 00.
Just a little bit ago, the 99 and the 00 were racing side by side. I wonder who Dad's going to pull for at that time.
30 to go tonight at USA International, and Richard Boswell picks up a position on Gill. Brett Butler is also right in the mix. He's 8th in front of Marty Lindley. So the Butler boys turning in a great effort here tonight. Dickie Boswell's son, Richard. I'll bet you Dickie Boswell and Gill have raced against each other probably more than once. Up front, meantime, there's the 38 of Wallace. He's still the leader, but Joey Logano laying down some great laps.
His car rolls into the corner. You see the apex speed, and he still has a good run off the corner. Rick, if you can roll the middle faster than the guy in front of you, eventually you'll go by him. He's just got to be patient. I know laps are winding down, but he's got plenty of time.
Shane Wallace knows he's got to protect the bottom in that 38 car. Wallace looking for his first win. Meantime, how about the 00 of Ken Butler III? Going by Bobby Gill on the racetrack. Gill comes right back at him. This is for position. Gill dives to the inside.
I think Gill's car is just too tight. He can't make the car turn. I don't know if he'll be able to hold the bottom. And yes, the 00. What a hot rod.
How many people here tonight would have said Ken Butler would pass Bobby Gill on the racetrack and they'd both be in the top 10?
Well, if you got up and got a hot dog at lap 100 and didn't come back till now, you wouldn't believe what you just saw.
Wallace is the leader. Logano is in second. Joey Logano won the second race of the season. Shane Wallace bidding for his first career victory in the Hooters Pro Cup Series. Logano in that Joe Gibbs Performance Oil Chevy. He is a development driver at age 16. Great things, of course, are expected of him. Battling out of the corner here. Wayne Willard watching things from third.
Well, that's the thing. The 38 car seems to be holding Logano up. Wallace is slowing down a little bit. Wayne Willard is catching this group. Logano's going to have to make a decision here pretty quick. Am I going to take another opportunity? I'm going to take a chance to pass for the win, because if I don't, the 01's going to be all over me here in a minute.
It looks as though Wallace cannot keep the 38 car down on the yellow line. Logano's got running room to the inside as they come off of 4.
Just a little tap there in the corner. Not this time.
Down into 1. Joey Logano bidding for the lead. Side by side. And Logano picks up the top spot. No, here comes Wallace back at him. Side by side down the backstretch. Logano by a fender. Joey Logano, let's see if he can close the deal out of 4. Wallace comes right back at him. Boy, Logano's giving him room. And Joey Logano assumes the lead. What a great run by the 51 car.
And all he's listening for. Logano's listening for the spotter say, clear, 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 I'm gone.
Hi, I'm Kevin Harvick, driver of the number 29 GM Goodwin Chevrolet. This is your home for NASCAR.
Back in Lakeland, more of the Grease Lightning 250 at USA International Speedway. Final South Series race of the regular season, the USAR Hooters Pro Cup Tour. Joey Logano is the leader, coming up on 10 laps to go. Jay Fogelman in the Grease Lightning 4 trying to chase down the 00 car of Ken Butler III, and he is running 5th. What a great run for Ken Butler.
Amazing. I mean, great run by Ken Butler, but still amazing. He doesn't have a lot of experience. He is trading paint with the best out here.
Ken Butler in that Pontiac, the Aaron's Dream Machine, up in the top 5. And in front of him is Richard Boswell in the Junior Motorsports Chevy, the champion Navy car. Now, we know that's a good piece, but Boswell in his second career start?
That's exactly right. His second career start shows us right now that this kid is definitely a race car driver.
Butler, meantime, really pleasing his dad, his brother, all the family. The Butler clan, of course, they're the ones responsible for the Aaron's chain of stores. And there's Boswell in the champion car up into 4th. Good run for that team. Stephen Cox is with their crew chief.
Jefferson Hodges, you guys are looking good. Tell me what you got for him at the end of the show.
Man, I really think if we could catch a caution and get him bunched up, Richard might have something for him. Champion Chevrolet is running real good. I mean, I just got to thank Dale Jr. for giving this kid a chance. He's deserved it for a long time, and he's proven it tonight. And I'm just so happy for him. This is just great.
We said at the top of the show there was a lot of pressure on this young man because of the team and the effort behind him. He's really done the job.
Well, he could well be auditioning for this seat on a full-time basis come 2007 with Shane Huffman up in the NASCAR Busch Series. Joey Logano can't go there for a couple of more seasons, but he is about to add to his Hooters Pro Cup record, it does appear. Lapping by Mike Herman in the 34, the Fireside Hearth and Home car. He's a lap down in 11th for Herman, who's had some problems tonight. Not a bad result, it appears, at this point. Logano about to perhaps put Marty Lindley a lap down. As good as Lindley was in the middle part of this race, he too seems to have slowed down quite a bit.
Whatever change they did on the 51 car when they took their tires, it has really showed up at the end of this race. The last few laps, that car's been the fastest on the racetrack by far.
Logano will put Lindley one lap down. One of the things that impresses me so much as we watch Joey Logano, I've watched him in person a few times now, Scott, he is so consistent and smooth. I mean, it seems to me he doesn't put a wheel wrong.
We've talked about it before. Well, a race car driver, if you put a mark on the racetrack and say you've got to hit this mark every time, you could put a dime down it, he'd hit it every time.
There's Derek Cale in the 22, going another lap down to the race leader. Cale in that 22 car. Miller Lite Rookie of the Year up north in the Heritage Equipment Machine. And meantime, the Aaron's Dream Machine. 99 car of Brett Butler with a good run tonight as well. He is shown in 8. 5 laps to go tonight. There's the Williams Brothers lumber car, Ricky Turner. There is Butler in the 99. Ken and Brett doing a very nice job. Steve Reddit in the 05, the Vicks Painting of Orlando car, drops to the inside to allow the Butler machine to go by. Cale and Turner side by side with Reddit right there. And there is the 99 of Brett Butler. Just so impressed with what these two brothers have done here tonight.
Aaron Dream Machine really on top of their game, along with Ricky Turner right behind him. That's only his 3rd race here in the Hooters Pro Cup Series.
Joey Logano appears to be headed to the house in the 51 car. A couple of laps to go, less than 5. He gets by Steve Reddit. And Logano just was relentless here tonight. He did not have the fastest car. Trevor Bain back on the racetrack after that 1-lap penalty in the McDonald's car. He and Cale will run down into the corner there. 29 back on the racetrack. He's being scored 14th at the moment. Tough night for Bain, who looked like he had a car worthy of winning. Cale waves Logano around to the high side. Should get the 2 to go next time by. And a change for second spot.
Wayne Willard got around Shane Wallace. Just a matter of waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally got an opportunity. He's running second. Shane Wallace in 3rd.
You certainly want to be good at the end of one of these Hooters Pro Cup 250 lap events.
And that's all about preparation and making the right adjustments in the middle of the race when you get your tires. And you see the teams that definitely made the right adjustments.
Logano heading to the white flag. Nose damage on that race car from an earlier incident. Less than a lap for Joey Logano. Cale rolling by in the 22. Reddit in the 05. Marty Lindley in the 22 car. All of those cars out of contention. Joey Logano all by himself. Last time around, the 3/4 mile here. And, Scott, I think he's stamping himself as a driver to be considered a favorite for the championship battle.
Well, when you see the car this fast at the end of the race, they made the right adjustments. That means the team behind him is doing their job as well.
Joey Logano wins his 2nd Hooters Pro Cup event of the season. Won the 2nd race of the year back in the springtime in South Georgia. Comes home the winner at the end of the regular season here at USA. Those are 2 tracks in the championship chase, so that could indicate good things ahead for the 51 team.
Well, when you have backing, the Joe Gibbs Oil team, these guys do a lot of work at home. Their preparation is very good. And this young man at 16 years old, awesome.
Fireworks on display here at Lakeland tonight. Joey Logano laying down some donuts in the Joe Gibbs Racing Oil Chevrolet. He is your winner of the Grease Lightning 250, presented by Advance Auto Parts. When we continue at Lakeland, we'll talk to the winner in Victory Lane. Victory Lane ceremony is about to begin for Joey Logano. Downstairs to Stephen.
And Rick, he almost did this last year. That's the amazing thing about it. If you remember, back in September of 2005, it was this very same race on Labor Day. This young man finished a very close 2nd and just about won it a year ago. So congratulations. I'm going to bring him all the way over here and park him where he's supposed to be. And tell me about a kind of a vendetta you had coming back after last year. You came so close.
This is awesome. I tell you what. This team needed this really bad. I tell you, my crew chief, Tony Blanchard, has worked the shop so hard. The whole team has worked so hard, and we needed a win. We've had fast cars all year. We needed this. I'm glad we got one.
Pretty darned exciting for a 16-year-old young man here at USA International in Lakeland. And Joey Logano and his team will be among the favorites in the championship series. Let's take a look at the top 10. Logano defeats Willard, Wallace, Richard Boswell, and Ken Butler. The familiar names, you don't see one until you see Fogelman. There's Mike Herman in 11th in front of Mike Hampton in the Eaton car number 11.
Steve Reddit hangs out for 16th. A.J. Fike, Kirk Leone, Ben Stansel and David Wilson.
Clay Rogers, who led so much of this one, seemed to have the race in hand. He wins the South Series regular season title, but runs 21st in front of Derek Kelly, Jody Lavender, Daniel Johnson, who was up front for quite a while tonight. Justin Hobgood strongly in the top 10 until he had a problem, 31st. Silas Wakefield, Troy McNabb in the 97. Josh Gilbert was the first car out in car number 79. Well, Wayne Willard, huge upset to get to second. He's with Steven.
No, he still doesn't have that first win yet, but he's knocking on the door. He had two. Now he has 3 top 5 finishes. And Wayne Willard, you have to feel like you are that close to putting the first one in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, the Bowen Family Homes gave me a new car for this race, and it feels good to finish second. I mean, I guess I got a little tired and fatigued, so, just one of them things,
Real good effort for the Bowen team, and Willard moves to 9th in the South Series final rundown.
Well, Jody Lavender had cut down a tire, got into the wall, so that drops him back to 10th. Bobby Gill couldn't quite get to second, and we all thought he would.
Shane Huffman hangs on, even though he did not take the green tonight. All right, Clay Rogers, the regular season champ. He's with Steven.
Well, he lost brakes earlier tonight. It's not the way he wanted to finish the race or win the Southern Division title, but he still won it. Congratulations, Clay Rogers.
Well, thanks a lot. I mean, it's kind of anticlimactic when you have a failure, which is pretty much our first DNF in the Southern Division all year long. So I'm proud of the race cars that this team's put under us all year long, and that's what got us to be able to sit up here on this front straightaway, even falling out of the race. But we outran Shane Huffman and Bobby Gill for the Southern Division, and as far as I'm concerned, those are 2 of the best short track racers in the country, and it makes me proud and the team's proud, and just got to thank our owners for sticking behind us. Johnny Dangerfield, Troy Baird with their company's Automotive Development Group coming on board with us this year on the hood. Got us a Southern Division championship. Now we just got to go race Benny and Bobby and whoever else might jump into the fray now for the whole deal.
All right, awards still being handed out here tonight at USA International in Lakeland, where the final race of the season will be run right around Thanksgiving time. Joey Logano in victory lane with the winner's trophy. Our Grease Lightning super strength performer tonight, Bobby Gill in the Kim Knock Ford, leads 104 laps through Ford lead changes. Just wasn't quite there at the end. Our Aaron's Hard Charger award tonight to Brett Butler in the 99 car, 27th to 8th, a very good run. And our Miller Lite rookie of the race, Dickie Boswell's son, Richard, in that 80 car from 5th to 4th. Top 5 finish for Richard Boswell, a very nice run indeed. Trevor Bain wins the season-long Miller Lite Rookie of the Year honors in the South Series. He's with Steven.
Rick, we have a Rookie of the Year, and he is very, very tired. Trevor Bain, boy, you put in a hard night's work.
Yes, sir. The car got a little bit loose there at the end of the race, and it was all I could do to hang on. This is probably a bad time to be on camera. I'm probably cross-eyed and about to pass out. I know I was about to pass out in the race car. So, we had an awesome year this year so far, and we got the Rookie of the Year deal, but we still have the championship deal to go after. So we can't let our guard down now. We just have to keep going.
Good night for Trevor Bain after that penalty. Next up, the championship series begins at Iowa Speedway in Newton, Iowa. 7/8 of a mile. The race is Friday, September 15th at 8 o'clock. Get your tickets. Next up on TV, our coverage here on Speed, Wednesday, September 20th, 4 o'clock Eastern Time for the first race of the championship series. As always, all the motorsports news you need 24/7. The website is speedtv.com. Hooters Pro Cup Series information available at the website usarprocup.com, again 24/7. At-Track communications from our friends at Racing Electronics. Club Car provides the at-track transportation as we bring you the coverage of the Hooters Pro Cup Series. Our in-car cameras come from our friends at Onboard Images. And iCard is the official timing and scoring provider for the USAR Hooters Pro Cup Series. Well, Bobby Gill, Clay Rogers, Shane Wallace all strong tonight, but Joey Logano was fastest when it counted. He wins the Grease Lightning 250. For Scott Sutherland and Stephen Cox, I'm Rick Benjamin. We'll see you next time for the Championship Series.